Hello. Now, something interesting today. A little while ago I got a call from a very nice gentleman in Norway, and he asked me whether I'd heard of something called an ORCA. Of course I'd heard of the fishy thing. That can be naughty, but no, he was talking about a navigation system, and he wondered whether I'd like to try it. So I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it, and the deal was that he gave me all the stuff and I don't have any obligations. So I don't have to produce a video that's positive. I don't have to produce a video at all, actually. They don't need to have any editorial input or see anything before I post it. So that sounds pretty good to me. I've had a few offers from people with various things in the past, and they always want to edit your stuff and direct you, really, which isn't my thing. So anyway, I said, yeah, let's have the ORCA stuff and have a go and see what we can do with it. So they sent me some stuff, and basically it's a chart plotter which has a display on a tablet, and here it is. This is the ORCA display on a tablet, and very nice it is too. The display all by itself will show the chart and the position of the boat and all that kind of thing. As you can see there, it's showing me sitting here in Cardiff Bay. So that's all very nice. Now I'm interested to compare this with my existing chart plotter, which is a very cheap and cheerful device I built with a cheap rugged tablet. Now, like the ORCA, this is also waterproof, drop proof, and pretty robust generally. I've used it on my trip to the Azores not long ago and it worked perfectly. The thing is, this display cost about £200, and plus a little bit for the charts, maybe £30 for the charts and £20 for the chart plotting equipment. This fella here is £900, and you have to pay for the charts and everything extra on a yearly subscription. So there's a bit of a difference there, isn't there? Now, this does have a very nice display. Let's take it outside and have a look at it in the bright sunlight. Okay, I've propped them up together, and there's one above the other, and you can see straight away that the ORCA display is very, very nice. They're both showing that's pretty much the same chart. The ORCA is its ORCA version. You can see that in my old display it's showing my reflection pretty clearly, and you can hardly see the chart, but that ORCA is definitely working 10 times better outside. So that's a big win for the ORCA, yeah, for sure. So the ORCA display looks fantastic in daylight or quite bright light. Definitely far, far better than a standard tablet. So now, one thing that I find troubling is that there is no AIS display on the ORCA. Well, that's not strictly true, because with your subscription you can get AIS reception via marine traffic. Well, that's an internet application, so you have to have the internet working. I'm not going to install Starlink. That's not my way of sailing at all. The other thing is that, of course, marine traffic, I don't know if you've noticed, but certainly when I'm well offshore, I disappear off marine traffic for days and days and days on end, although my AIS is still transmitting and other ships are seeing me and avoiding me. So the AIS problem is a big one. Luckily, there is a way around this. The ORCA people also sent me all the kits. They sent me this thing, which is the ORCA core. This fellow here has all kinds of clever stuff in it. It works on the ship's network, which is NMEA 2000. And so all you do is plug this into your NMEA 2000 network, and it picks up all the other instruments. Everything works a treat, so there's a problem. I don't have NMEA 2000. I have NMEA 0183, which is the older standard. So my AIS transponder is not going to talk to this directly. Okay, so time that I invested some money, so I went out and bought myself a converter, an NMEA 0183 to 2000. So you connect to the 183 in here, and the 2000 comes out there. So right, I'm thinking we're getting on famously here. The ORCA gentlemen were also very kind in that they sent me a T-piece. This is a part of your NMEA backbone. So I thought to myself, okay, so we connect our ORCA hub to the T-piece like this, no problem. There it is. And then on the other side we connect our where does it go? Here maybe? Yep. We connect our converter. Okay, so and then also ORCA were very kind and they sent me a power cable as well. And that really nicely plugs in here. Right, so I thought to myself, okay, that was pretty straightforward. But actually I got it completely wrong, because this is not an NMEA 2000 backbone. This isn't how it works. They require you to invest quite a lot of trouble into this. So what you have to do is you have to have a T-piece for every item in your system. So okay, we tee on our NMEA 183 to 2000 adapter, then we get another T-piece. We attach that T-piece to the first T-piece, and to that we attach our, oops, can't seem to do it, yep, there we go, that's better. To that we can attach our ORCA. So I can see why I'm beginning to see why they call it a backbone. And now for the power supply it requires another T-piece. All the time these costs are mounting up. These T-pieces are like 30 quid each. And the ORCA supplied power cable doesn't fit. It's a special if you're not using a 2000 network. So I had to toddle off to AliExpress and get myself a cable. I've lost it, but not for long. Oh, here it is. Here we are. About £10. Buy this off a UK retailer and it's going to be, I don't know, 30 quid or something. So I think this is the kind of thing that I can trust AliExpress with, because it's just a connector and a cable with a fuse. Now, what we have here, I'm beginning to understand why this is known as an NMEA backbone, because it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Still, there's more gotchas. We're not finished. You have to terminate either end of this. So it's back to the Chandlers. Another pile of money thrown at the thing, and on goes the connector for each end. Hopefully. Yes, there we are. This is a green tambourine coming into the 21st century. Now all I need to do is to install this lot. I need to connect this to power. I need to connect this to my chart plotter. Not chart plotter, it's not a chart plotter, is it? My AIS transponder. I connect to this, and hopefully we will start seeing AIS targets on the ORCA. And also this ORCA, this core has a whole pile of other functionality as well. It adds all sorts of things which we will discuss once we got it working, I think. So I'm going to go away now and just rig this up and see whether it's going to work. So back at some point. So I've now hooked everything quickly up together. I've got various lights on, as they should be. Let's see if the display is doing anything different to what it was before. Unlock for all pictures and data, all right. Sign in. Okay, well here it is working. But how do I know if it's connected up to the ORCA hub thing? What's his name? Buy an ORCA core to get live instruments. Okay, well I have got an ORCA core. We're on it. Let's have a look at the internet. That's what we're going to need. ORCA Fab 66. That's what we want to do. Ooh. I wonder what the password is for this. Right. I shall have to look it up. She'll be back almost immediately, I hope. Yeah, right, okay, I've got another gotcha here. Holy mackerel. The ORCA app and display needs an internet connection when it connects to the core for the first time. Make sure your device has internet during this time. I don't have internet here. I don't have the ORCA app. I better get the app. Download the app and stick it on my phone. Do you think that's what I have to do? And then see if I can get it to connect doing that. The little light came on and everything. So, okay, I'll be back. All right, well, I've got the app on my phone. I've logged in, I've done all that business. And I'm connected to the ORCA core Wi-Fi on this tablet, and it's just as before. I do not see any AIS targets, although on my other tablet I have got 8 vessels in close proximity. Nothing showing here. So how do I get this on? No core paired, it says. Well, come on, how do we put... Unable to pair core. Make sure you have an internet connection. God, have I got to have an internet connection on this? I can't do that. Oh yes, I can. I could do a hotspot from my phone, couldn't I? Yeah, okay. All right. Back later. So, I've jumped through a lot of hoops and I've landed on the other side. I now have to drop the mooring, go off and motor around in circles to calibrate the thing. At the moment I don't actually have time, and I haven't had any breakfast yet, so I shall come back to this when I have 10 minutes to go bimbling around setting the thing finally up. I've made a data connection between my wind instrument and my AIS. Now the AIS has a data input and a data output which goes to the Yaka, and the Yaka is a little internet, not an internet, it's a little Wi-Fi device which sends out all the data to my laptop. No, what is this? It's a tablet. And it's great. I get the AIS on there and everything. So I've added the wind data to that, and I'm not seeing it. I don't know why. I shall have to have a dig. It's good brain work, isn't it? Very good brain work for the elderly. Yes. Right. Okay, so it's much later in the day and I've been fiddling around. I took the boat off the mooring and we went around in circles and calibrated the compass, and that was jolly good. And then I was wondering why I wasn't seeing any AIS and I wasn't seeing any wind data. So I looked into the converter of the 183 to 2000, and it said if it doesn't work, try swapping round the leads. So I did that, and straight away the GPS was working already. The AIS started working, so that was brilliant. But I still didn't have any wind speed, so I looked into the AIS unit manual, and it has two inputs for 183 type data. One is a faster baud rate than the other, and I'd connected to the fast baud rate, and the actual wind machine is transmitting on the lower baud rate. So I changed that over, and now I have wind data as well. So I have AIS and wind data all happening on actually both my chart plotters. So here it is. As you can see on the left hand side there, you can now see, hopefully, there's some wind data, average wind angle there, and also we can see, quite small, but there are AIS. There you are, there's an AIS track, there's a chip there, another one there. So the AIS is coming in fine. This is rather posh. This shows this shows everything actually. It shows the heading, shows the wind angle, shows the wind speed, the true wind angle, and obviously we're not moving at the moment, and in fact the wind isn't really moving either, so that's not showing. However, it's great to see some very interesting instruments that I've never had the pleasure of using before. So that's a good day's work. Everything that I wanted to achieve is now working. It's not for the faint-hearted. You have to be prepared to go through the manuals and do your troubleshooting. But there it is. It's doable. And we shall start using this and come to a conclusion as to whether it's worth, probably, I don't know. This unit is fabulous and it's waterproof. It's £900. The ORCA hub is, I better look it up before I say how much it is. But I've spent another 100 or more than 100, probably £200 on setting up my NMEA 2000 backbone and getting all the data from the old style instruments into the new NMEA 2000. However, now that that's done, if I want to put some more new posh instruments in, those can just be plugged onto the backbone and away we go. So yeah.
Oh, you knew your girls can't dance the polka, yes away. Santi, my dear Annie. Oh, you knew your girls can't